Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here, Moss Pawn and Gun, and today we're going to do a little bit of a vlog video for you. I don't do these videos too terribly often, but sometimes I like to just kind of have a very candid sort of chat with you guys and just sort of fill you in on what's going on with the channel and other things. Generally, the vlog videos are only about prepping and preparedness and all that sort of stuff, so we are going to roll a little bit of those concepts into this video. The reason I made this video today, more or less, is because of the declared state of emergency that we're seeing here in Georgia. Governor Deal just got on the news and was talking about how we're undergoing this just crazy state of emergency. We get 2.5 inches of snow and a little bit of ice on the roads, and all of a sudden everybody just wants to, go nuts because there's cars slipping and sliding everywhere, and kids are stuck at school, and people are taking refuge in big box stores like Home Depot or Walmart, and it's just been crazy here, people. But we got home before all the snow started falling, and we've been kind of snowed in, so to speak, just staying off the roads. I know a lot of the people up north that are my subscribers, some of you guys in Canada, some of you guys up in Wisconsin. We actually had a YouTuber come out to shoot when we did the Glock 42 video the other day, and he was saying it was like 30 below in Wisconsin. So us here in Georgia, when it comes to winter weather, we definitely don't have it bad. However, it is easy for someone like us to kind of get caught with our pants down, so to speak. So from a preparedness standpoint, I think that many people in Georgia were very unprepared for the weather. They were unprepared for traveling in bad weather. And when I say bad weather, I mean ice and snow and the like. And in general, the government in Georgia, from what I saw, is very unprepared. They knew about the winter weather coming probably about 48 or more hours in advance. Yet, it seems like they didn't really do a whole lot to circumvent bad things happening. Well, what happened was the snow started falling the other day, and people started leaving work early, which, of course, we were one of them. We did open at Moss on Tuesday, and we made an executive decision between all of us to go, hey, I think we need to go home. Well, what happened is all the people in Georgia started going home early, and it caused this big traffic congestion, and the roads were getting slick, etc., etc. Basically, I think what can be learned from this situation is that people don't need to rely on the government to take care of them. All right, and I say it more and more times over, and all the times again, you cannot rely on government of people that you don't know and you'll probably never meet to understand or know what your best interests are, or to keep your best interests at heart. That's why I'm sure you guys remember the other kind of little vlog video I did where I talked about 5 things to keep in your car. Now granted, would a flare gun and an AK-47 have helped you if you were stuck out on the roads? Probably not, but some food and some water and a few basic rations would have definitely come in handy. There were people that were stranded out on the main interstates out here for 16 hours on end, many of which are actually still stranded out on the roads, and we're talking only 2.5 inches of snow. So when you take the huge infrastructure of what makes a community, a nation, a state, what have you, what makes infrastructure tick, and what makes all of it kind of come together and do things for us, it can be a very nice thing that some of us take for granted. However, it's something that can quickly go to pot in the same token just as quickly. I mean, we're talking 2.5 inches of snow and a complete breakdown of order and infrastructure within a 24-hour period. Now granted, in this case, they're doing a lot to try to get all these stranded motorists off the road. Is that to say that they could have done things a little bit better to help with that? Well, sure they could have, of course. They could have, done a better job. But hindsight's 20/20, and as long as we learn from our mistakes, then we can move forward and make better decisions in the future. Now, how does this relate to prepping? Well, it has everything to do with prepping. What happens when you have this horrible weather? Everybody goes out and they raid their grocery stores and they buy all the necessities. When it gets to a point where you have to go and do that, that's actually too late. You should have already made preparations to get those necessities in your home well before a disaster occurs. I mean, if 48 hours in advance we knew that some snow was coming, well, couldn't they have put some salt on the roads, some gravel, dirt, sand, whatever they do to prevent the ice from forming? I mean, couldn't have people just calmly went to the store in an organized manner, got all the things they needed, if they didn't have it already, which they should have, and been happy to just move on with life, stay at home, and let the stuff blow over. No, that didn't happen. People, you really get to see the amount of people that are truly unprepared in these situations when something like this happens. So this is a learning experience, and that's why I'm trying to share it with you guys, so that, I mean, granted, it's only 2.5 or 3 inches worth of snow. Some of you guys is like, okay, no big deal. But what if you live in Wisconsin where it's 30 below and you're used to 3 feet of snow or whatever, and then you come down here and you're stuck in that situation? So see, sometimes we find ourselves in situations when it doesn't really have anything to do with our overall interests or what we're trying to do. You might have just accidentally stumbled into a situation. So what if you were visiting from Wisconsin, passing through Georgia, and thinking, okay, well, 2.5 inches of snow, what's a big deal? You know, what could happen? And then, boom, you're stuck, and you're 20 hours stuck on the interstate with no food, no water. And my uncle is actually still sitting on Interstate 85 right now, stranded with his cargo. He's a truck driver, and he has a large amount of cargo that he can't leave. He cannot abandon his truck and its load. So he's got a half a bottle of water. He was unprepared. Now, sometimes these things happen. So I wanted to share, basically those experiences with our little tiff to bad weather here in Georgia. For anybody that might care about it, I felt that it was important to share that with you guys because, and that's obviously not what this video is completely about. But first and foremost, I wanted to share that experience because it is kind of pertinent, and it's happening right now as I speak. I mean, there's snow outside. People are stranded on the road. One thing I can say is that people just don't seem to understand or embrace the concept of producing. See, we're a nation and a state, a society of consumers. And now, whereby consumerism, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to consume. It's okay to be a capitalist and to buy things and consume. But we also have to understand the value of producing. Now, I've been keeping a little bit of a secret from you guys. I've actually had an aquaponics system set up in my porch out here. I'm going to show you a little B-roll of it for about 9 or 12 months, maybe 10 months now. I think I set it up around March of last year, and it's been going pretty strong for almost a year now. And right now, it's 14 degrees outside here in Georgia. I'm growing tomatoes. I'm growing peppers. I'm growing herbs. I'm growing everything I need. Now, granted, okay, I'm not going to live off of just what my aquaponics system is producing. But from a standpoint of an experiment and proving that you can produce your own food at any time, in any weather, to me is a very, undervalued and often overlooked thing that we all have a responsibility. We can all consume all we want, but we have to understand that there's a responsibility that surrounds producing for you and your family and being able to take care of you and your own at all times. And that's really what the nature of that experiment for me was revolved around. Being able to grow my own food, have fish that are sustainable, that I can eat the fish if I need to, the tilapia. So I will share more details of the aquaponics system with you moving forward. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll be happy to explain more about what aquaponics is and how I truly think it's the future of farming. Anyway, we're going to move forward with this video. So that's kind of the woe is me disaster thing of this video. And generally the vlog stuff that I do surrounds prepping and preparedness and social and fiscal responsibility, people. That's what it comes down to. We have to raise and garner fiscally and socially responsible individuals in our society. With that being said, it has been one heck of a year for us in 2013 with the YouTube channel. We've really been working hard to produce really good content for you guys. We're really putting our heart and soul into every single thing that we're doing for you guys. It means a lot to us when you guys call up at the shop, you come by, and I know that you guys just sing praises. Every time I talk to you, you guys are just like, thank you, thank you. We had a 12-year-old call the other day that was saying, hey, I'm getting into guns because of you and Barry's videos and you and Chad and Ray and all the guys. So that means a lot to us when, we get everybody from a, retired Delta employee that's in his, mid-60s all the way to 12-year-olds that are just getting into firearms. So I think that says a lot for what our channel has actually accomplished. It's brought people together from a very wide, area of society, different facets of society, and bringing those people together that share a common interest. And ultimately, people, that's what YouTube and social media and all this stuff is all about, is bringing people together and sharing common interests and commenting on common interests. And I think there's a big power in that. And we've definitely harnessed that with the success of the channel. And believe me, guys, it means a lot to us that you guys enjoy what we're doing. We're really working hard to move forward. Now, on that note, moving forward, a lot of you guys have been asking a lot of questions about what we're doing moving forward. Well, we are going to continue Gun Gripes. We are going to continue Firearms Facts. We're going to try our best to post things on a bit of a regimented scale. So like I want to try to do something like MilSerp Mondays, where every Monday you guys get a military surplus rifle video, or something like Firearms Facts Fridays, or something to where each week you know that you can tune in and that little bit of content is going to be heading your way just for you. I know that many of us subscribe to this channel for different reasons. Some people like the reloading stuff, which of course we plan on doing more reloading stuff as time goes on. Of course, I love reloading. You know, I still get back there in the shop and I cast bullets, reload. A lot of the ammunition I shoot in the videos, I reload myself. So yes, we are planning on getting out there and making sure that we're covering a lot of that stuff as it's happening, just so you guys can learn a little bit along with me. This is a really awesome opportunity for me because I get to learn as I go, and I get to bring you guys along with me. And that's really the spirit of how my YouTube channel started out. I was doing a lot of experimental little things with reloading and gunsmithing, and sometimes it might not have always been right. However, I was always, you know, the first one to just say, hey, this is what I did, this worked, this didn't, and it allowed me to just share my experiences with you guys, and some of you people were able to mature and grow and learn along with me. And I think there's a tremendous value in that. And sometimes you guys will get on my videos and say, hey, you know, I've been subscribed to you since the very beginning. And that means a lot to me, because that tells me that, I mean, that's a friendship. You know, that's a relationship. You know, when you've known someone or subscribed to someone's opinion or their, you know, overall way of doing things for a period of 5 or 6 years, which is how long we've had this YouTube channel, it really says a lot. I mean, that is a vested relationship. That's somebody that you feel that you can trust with every single concern you might have, that's a go-to person for your needs. And guys, we really appreciate being that person. We know that to a lot of you guys, we're the go-to people for certain things. So, we have no intentions of resting on our laurels. We are never going to just sit down and graze our laurels and say, okay, well, you know, we're doing good enough and we're going to leave good enough alone. You should know us well enough by now to know that we're not that kind of person. We're not those kind of people. Chad is working his butt off to help with the video production, editing. I'm doing video production and editing, so me and him are really doing a lot of crazy things to try to keep the quality of the content to a level that we think you guys deserve. All right, that's just the bottom line. We want to constantly, always improve the quality of our content and the quality of our productions, and that's something that I will always promise you guys that we will continue to make that better and better as time goes on. Ray, of course, he has many more things planned on a technical aspect for gunsmithing videos to help me with. It's just a matter of getting in the shop and getting some of those things filmed. So believe me, guys, we're working on it. We really are. Barry, okay, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about Barry. I know he hasn't exactly been in a ton of the videos. Let me give you a basic breakdown. Now, I'm not going to tell too many details because it's his business and I'm not going to get into his business, okay? But Barry has not really been in all that great of health lately. He's not really feeling too well. I'm not going to say why. I can tell you that it's not overly stressing in terms of to his health or anything. However, for that reason, he's probably not going to be appearing in too much of the YouTube content for a while. Is that to say that he'll get better in a few months, a few, 2 or 3 months, 3 or 4? We don't know. But the way it stands right now, he is physically unable to appear in the YouTube content. He definitely sends his regards. He's not gone forever. But for a while, we're going to have to kind of take things by the helm and move forward without him. He will be back. He is around. He is safe. But to let you know, that's the reason he hasn't been around. I probably do have a couple more videos in the pipeline that we've shot with Barry that may find their way onto YouTube. But be that as it may, Barry is an integral part of the YouTube channel. We do like having him around. But at the present time, he will not be appearing in any more YouTube videos until further announcements are made regarding that. And that's all I can really say about that at this moment. Some of you know what's going on. But unfortunately, for certain reasons, I can't really tell you guys exactly every little detail as to why he's not back. But bear in mind that I'm just trying to acknowledge why he hasn't been around. So I think we covered pretty much everything related to the YouTube channel in terms of moving forward. We've really put a lot of effort in the channel. I know a lot of you guys have given a lot of your time to me and listening to me go on these types of videos. I try to keep the talking points to a minimal in the videos. I like to give you guys a good amount of information, a very copious and detailed amount of information where you're learning something, but we want to keep the content educational and informative at the same time, but also entertaining. So we really try to find that fine line there between all of those aspects, and that way you guys can really get some true value for your viewing. And we do pride ourselves. I mean, we like the idea of producing videos for free. We like that you guys can just tune in and watch when you want on demand. So that's very important to us, that you guys are getting the content that you want. You guys know if you ever have any concerns, just call us at the shop, or you can send me an email online if you ever have any other questions. That's not a problem. But guys, basically I just wanted to lay this little video out. I generally only do one of these maybe about every 3 months or so. So hopefully you didn't get too bored with me rambling on here, but maybe you learned a little bit of something from this video. And most importantly, if you're a fan of the page and you've watched this video all the way through, I definitely want to say thank you for all of your support. And guys, we couldn't do this without you. We know a lot of you guys watch us religiously. I mean, there's guys that'll just comment like crazy as soon as we post a video. And guys, we really appreciate that kind of support. And I had no clue how many fans I really had until we went to SHOT Show. And there was guys just coming up to us saying hello, thank you, and it was just really, really humbling for me to have so many people recognize me because of my YouTube efforts. And you have to understand, I'm just a regular guy. You know, I like to hunt and fish, and I like to shoot guns, and I like to talk about guns, and I like to work on guns, load ammo, and that's it. Let's blow things up and let's enjoy ourselves. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm very much like any other American. I just happen to share everything that I do with you guys. So it's really humbling to me when people walk up and they're like, hey, I know who you are, and hey, I love you guys and I love what you're doing. That is just very, very humbling, and we had so many people come up and thank us at SHOT Show, and we thank you back because we really could not do what we were doing if it weren't for the support of people like you. SHOT Show is very, very tedious. I don't like posting content every single day, or sometimes even every other day for that matter. But SHOT Show is one of those times where I have to put out a whole lot of content in a very short amount of time. I tried my best to condense all of the SHOT Show content into what I felt were the most pertinent and kind of stardom areas of SHOT Show, the most interesting products that I found. I mean, we could have went around and just bombarded every single booth and got booth reviews and did every little thing, but unfortunately we really have to go into SHOT Show with a plan so that we know what we feel you guys want to see, and then we mix that with what we think is really cool and just kind of meet in the middle. So I showed you some stuff you might not have known about. I showed you some stuff that you probably went into SHOT Show videos going, hey, I want to make sure someone reviews this or shows this up close because I've been really curious about it. My favorite product of SHOT Show was the Glock 42, and I really like the SIG P320. That's a really awesome handgun. I can't wait to get my hands on that gun. Also the 5.56 XI. That is a really sweet rifle. I cannot wait to get my hands on that gun. So there were some things at SHOT Show that I was literally like, ooh, wow, I got to check this out. There were some products from SHOT Show that, I looked at from a standpoint of, I wasn't really too sure about it going into it. The Remington R51, my initial impression of the R51 wasn't very favorable. However, I will admit that I didn't really go into that video knowing a ton about the gun. In fact, there were actually some mistakes that I made on the pistol. It is alloy frame construction. It is a single action trigger mechanism, internal single action hammer, not a striker fire gun like I originally stated. So I think that we owe that gun at least a chance to go out and do a video with it. So as soon as we get an R51 in, certainly we will take it out and do a video with it, just so we can put the whole thing to rest as to what I really think about it, what we collectively think about it. So anyway, guys, we really appreciate the support. Moving forward, we will continue Gun Gripes. I'm probably going to have Fred, which is a fellow that you haven't really met yet, but you will. You'll like Fred. He's a crazy guy. And Chad. So Chad and Fred, will have them in some of the gripes with me, some of the instructional videos, the firearms facts. We're going to keep the stuff coming. We're going to make it pertinent. We're going to make it awesome. I promise you guys are going to like it. So let's buckle up and strap in for a new year. We're really going to make this happen. This channel is going to do some amazing things that none of you guys have ever even dreamed of until now. I promise you. We're going to really redefine what everyone thinks of YouTube channels, especially in the gun arena moving forward. We're going to really try to redefine that concept of what it is to be a gun person on YouTube. So that's our goal, is to just completely restructure people's opinions. And see, that's what it takes to impart social, economic, political change. You have to change the way people think. You have to change their hearts and minds. And the way you do that is by being the change that you want to see, but making that change something that is incredibly impactful on someone's life. And when a 12-year-old calls me up and says, hey, you're a hero to me, I don't know how to take that. So that, in my opinion, that's change. All right, when you change someone's life for the better, that's where it's at. So we're definitely going to try to do that moving forward. And guys, I appreciate you hanging on for this video. I know it was a long one. I try not to give the long-winded videos too often. However, thank you very much, and we're going to make 2014 an awesome year. So we'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.